Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Route 1 Football Podcast.
Oh yes! G! He's round the goalkeeper, he's done it! Well done! There's your fairy tale! Oh Salah, you little dancer! Here's Hawk! Deeney!
Route 1 start, but a 5-star finish.
So, welcome back. Episode 11, we've managed to get into the studio a little bit earlier than normal. Not in our usual setup, so...
a little bit cramped today.
Yeah, a little bit out of our comfort zone. We've been kicked out of our main studio, which is a little bit disappointing, but we're all in. Some of us feeling a little bit fragile. I know we've got a new face on, or a new voice on this week's podcast, who we'll introduce in a second, but I want to start this week off with an apology, because... it was partly down to me, but partly down to someone else in the studio. We had a claim last week about a certain John McGinn, and there was a claim from our Mr. Borra, Jake Borra, that John McGinn was having a poor season. But it turns out John McGinn's been injured since December, so it was a little bit unfair on the Scotsman. So
I
Jake.
think, to be honest, you should stop being a fanny and stop being injured. It's not my fault.
Yeah, in all fairness, I went along with it, so... I hold my hands up, we've made a mistake and we want to be more informative, more professional on this podcast, so it's an apology to start this week's episode. But onto a new voice on this week's podcast. We've got a guest this week, and do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Reese and I am I'm an avid fan of the podcast and it's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Who do you support?
Liverpool.
Sure.
Where are you from?
I am from a small town in Aglish in County Tyrone, Northern Ireland.
So another voice difficult to understand. I'm not alone.
Yeah, well, I'll do my best.
Well, if you want to get on with the quiz, Ryan, and Reese can prove himself prove his knowledge on football, because
A football mastermind.
Ryan rates him.
Yeah, he's good. He is good at who am I.
So,
What interesting thing is, if this is our second guest appearance in 11 weeks, and if he does win the quiz today, he overtakes you in the quiz standings, Oliver.
and to be honest, I'm not confident. I'm feeling fragile. My brain's feeling a bit fried. So.
And the excuses are in already. Right. This week's quiz, we have 3 rounds for you again. How will I describe this best? Each round is quite like the Who Am I format. 3 points for first clue, 2 points for second clue, 1 point for third clue. You can buzz in at any time, have a punt at each clue, and we'll tally up all the points at the end and see who this week's winner is. And if you don't understand, it will come more
Okay.
knowledgeable as we go on. Anyway, the first round is not who am I, but what club am I?
Mhm.
World football.
So the questions are open to everyone.
Questions are open to everyone.
Okay.
You need to buzz in. You need to say your name.
Okay.
Your buzz is your name.
No, I don't want to say my name. Can we not just say Buzz?
Right. Okay. Making it difficult. But anyway, the first clue of this week was my first season in my top flight was 2011-12.
And just to be clear, if we get it wrong, we're not out.
No, yeah, you can carry on. You only have one guess at each clue. For
12. I feel like if it was the Premier League, and
Yeah.
the team would have went straight down.
have a punt on these.
Burnley.
No.
I really feel like I've got an idea.
Well, have a punt.
I just feel like I seen it on watching a video or something the other day, and I was like, oh, I didn't realise that was their first season in the Premier League. Buzz, Swansea.
Yeah.
Is it?
3 points. 3 points.
It's a good start.
Yeah. Well then. 3 points, Ollie. Next.
I need this. I can't be overtaken by this.
Next club. The only time I won a European Cup was in 1983.
The what? Say that again.
The only time I've won the European Cup was in 1983.
The only time.
Yeah.
Is this Champions League?
Buzz.
Yeah.
Champions
Hamburg.
Yeah.
Whoa! Reese, we're absolutely on fire. How did you know that?
I feel like we did a quiz on the Champions League teams ages ago. I feel like it was my quiz. I remember
Yeah.
seeing it.
Oh yeah, you did it. All the teams to have won.
Yeah. I think that's where I know it from.
Right, Reese,
Reese.
pressure on you to get a 3
Pressure on me,
pointer,
is
mate. Right. Claude Puel is currently manager of his team.
Ooh. Buzz, Saint Etienne.
I knew.
Well, that was quite disappointing.
I should have the night before a podcast more often.
Trust me, viewers, or listeners, I am much better than this.
Have you even turned up, Reese?
Warm enough.
I'll just
Stressing the
record
cats.
that. That was fair. I mean, I spent a lot of time on that round. Fuck's sake, right? Next round is what year am I?
Fucking hell.
For this one, if you buzz in at 3 points and get it wrong, you're out. Because there's obviously limited answers,
Okay.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, buzz it. You can risk it and go for a 3-pointer, but if you're wrong, that's
Yeah.
you frozen out.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So it's up to you what way you want to play it. But for first year is 3-pointer. Delia Smith's famous half-time rant took place when Norwich hosted Manchester City.
Oh, God.
So do you want to play or pass?
That's early in the Premier League, that. Like, fairly early.
I don't feel like I'm not good with
Yeah, I
years.
remember.
Pre-2000. It might not have even
Isn't
been
this the one when I
pre-2000.
went, where are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be having you.
Mm.
It's a pass from me.
I'm taking no
I'll
points.
pass it. I'll pass it.
These are all passing.
Yeah. Bottle jobs.
Right. Next clue. James Vaughan became the youngest ever Premier League goal scorer for 2 points.
James Vaughan was around for ages. I'm thinking it's 90s.
I'm going to say,
Are you going to buzz in?
yeah. I'm
He
going to
needs
say
this.
1996.
No. Are you going to play or pass, Jake and
I'm going to
Ollie?
pass that for now.
I'm going to pass.
So it's for 1 point. Everton finished in the top 4.
Buzz
Oh.
2004?
Let me check. No. 2005.
Really?
Yeah.
2005?
You know who you didn't get?
Oh yeah, shit. He wasn't going to get that.
I wasn't going to get it.
Yeah. He was guessing 90s.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get it.
Oh,
2005?
Yeah. You got the right season.
so
Everton
annoying.
finished top 4 in 2000.
Yeah,
Yeah. When
Why
Liverpool
not?
won the Champions League.
That's how I got
Yeah,
it.
and then
They
they
missed
got
out in
knocked
top
out by
4.
Villarreal in the knockout stage. The,
1996.
When he said 90s, I was like, damn it, that's
To be fair, I always feel like that Delia Smith thing was well.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
felt
That
that was
was
ages
way
ago.
older.
Well, 0 points here.
Although when you think about it, it's 15 years ago.
Yeah, true.
Bloody
Yeah, in our
yeah.
heads, 2005
We are
is like
fucking
5
old,
years
guys.
ago, isn't it?
Next question. 3 points. Harry Redknapp left Portsmouth for local rival Southampton.
Who did he leave?
Ooh.
Portsmouth. Am I saying that weird?
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
What was it? Sorry, I got distracted. What was it?
No, well,
Harry Redknapp left Portsmouth for Bournemouth.
for Southampton.
Yeah.
Harry Redknapp.
Yeah. As manager.
Did he manage Portsmouth twice?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Buzz. 1996.
No, you're right. He's all love 1996. What was happening back then?
I'll pass.
I'll pass.
2 points. Leeds were relegated.
Oh, Buzz 2003.
No.
Fuck.
I'll play safe, I'll just pass.
1 point. Manchester United were knocked out of the Champions League by Jose Mourinho.
Oh, 2004.
Yeah.
Cunt.
First one on the board,
again.
boys.
Is there one more?
Yeah.
Is it? Wait, sorry to interrupt. Is it point? Do you get a point for winning the round, or do you get points
No,
carry over?
Points carry over.
Okay, good.
Still far behind.
Alright, 3 points. Goal line technology was introduced to the Premier League.
Buzz.
Oh, he's going for a 3-pointer?
2017.
No.
Buzz 2016.
No.
Was
Are
20,
you going to go for it?
Yeah.
Bear in mind, over. Yeah, it's up to you.
2013.
Bang on.
Really?
Wow.
On the money.
That early.
Do you, know,
On-
do you know how I remember that? I was watching the highlights from when Liverpool beat Spurs 5-0, and I remember John Flanagan's goal. We hit it really awkwardly. I think it was with his left, no, it was with his right foot.
Yeah.
And went off the crossbar, and then I just mind it being used there.
That's a good bit of revision.
Well, now Reese goes into second place with 4 points.
Yeah, what are the scores on the doors then?
You have 6.
Yeah.
Jake has 3 and Reese has 4.
Ooh.
Well, just going back to that one. The second clue, if Reese didn't get it, was Liverpool finished outside the top 6 and York City were promoted to League 2.
Oh, that's a nice one. I'd have got that.
What? What year? Oh, well, yeah.
I know it.
Well, yeah. Well, pity. Right. And the final round of the day is, of course, Who Am I?
This is where Reese comes into his own. But can he do it under the pressure of
Exactly.
the podcast, though?
Right, 3 points. I have played with Mika Richards, Robbie Savage, and Cristiano Ronaldo.
One more time, please.
Mika Richards, Robbie Savage, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Robbie Savage.
Oh, I don't know that. Do you want to guess from all three of us?
Yeah,
Before we move on.
on a one from today.
Mikel Salgado, whatever he was called.
No.
Robinho.
No.
I ain't got a clue. I ain't got a guess.
Great attitude, Jake. I am currently manager of my country.
You sure? I don't know if that helps. Just racking my brains for managers. So he's managing his own nation. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Gee.
Look at that.
Come on, punt.
I know.
Come on, Jake. About time you have a punt.
It's always annoying having a pump because you sound stupid. When you
Yeah, Mikel Salgado wasn't your best moment.
Who's in charge of Netherlands? Ronald Koeman.
Nope.
I was going to say it, but no.
He's not even in charge of Netherlands, is he?
He is. I think so, yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
guesses.
I'm trying to think of the Spain man. What's his name?
Don't a clue.
This
Yeah,
must be.
just the part. Gareth Southgate.
This must be really boring for people that got it on the first clue.
I've honestly got nothing.
1 point. I am the only player to play in 22 consecutive Premier League seasons. And I want to buzz in.
Boom. Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
Where did he play with Southgate?
He didn't play with Southgate.
No, Southgate. Wait, Ronaldo?
At United.
Oh, wait. Ignore me.
Wait, who were the other players?
The GB team.
Oh,
sorry, that
I'm
was
not
the-
sure about that. GB team. No, that's a poor one from you, Ryan.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not convinced by that one.
I give him a United player and he still
GB
cries.
team.
Oh. Right, next one. 3 points. I have played with Odion Igalo, Michi Batshuayi, and Joshua King.
Odion Igalo, Michi Batshuayi, and Josh King. They've actually played together on the pitch.
Yep.
Odion.
Come on, Reece, you have it in you.
I really do.
He likes his thinking time though, does Reece.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm better of him when I've got like no pressure, a bit of time just to have a little stroll to Tesco and have a think about it. When it comes to the crunch,
The scores are currently 6-4-4. So
Ooh.
those 3 points could be
this is
crucial.
big.
I'm buzzing, I want. Well, for third round, you can just punt because you're all. Shit. I want punts now.
What
Let's
was
go.
the last one? What was the last one? Michy Batshuayi and
Josh King.
John Obi Mikel.
No.
Marco Rice.
Who?
Marco Rice.
Marco Rice.
Royce.
Oh.
You just can't even understand each other. What hope have other people got?
Ben Foster.
No.
God.
I joined my current. I joined my current team in 2017 for a club record fee. And what do we think
Really
of that
annoying.
one?
This is really annoying.
That makes it more difficult. A club record fee.
Reese is a fraud.
2017.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they're still there now.
Well, yeah, current team.
Oh.
Good spot, Ollie. Good working out.
And it's still the club record.
I'm not sure. Are we clue? I think so.
I keep thinking Dortmund. I don't know why. I can't think of anyone.
Did any of them play for Dortmund?
Batshuayi.
Was Batshuayi at Dortmund?
Yeah.
On loan.
Fuck.
And then Josh King played for Mönchengladbach. Hence why I said.
Fucking hell. Fair enough.
Gallo. Jesus.
Nathan Ake. Get in.
Jeez. You know what? Fair
I was
play.
thinking Bournemouth. I thought it had to be Bournemouth.
Oh, and Ollie, you've won.
I've actually won a quiz.
We'll do the
Where's he
last one.
played with
for
a
fun.
Gala?
Watford on loan.
I don't know. It was on
Yeah,
loan at Watford.
I never got that.
We'll do one more for fun. See who can finish second place how they used to. Or if Ollie can extend his lead. Really,
I don't care now.
really rub salt into the wounds.
I've doubled my tally for the season.
I have played with Virgil van Dijk, Petr Cech, and Fabian Delph.
Sorry, I wasn't even listening.
Van Dijk, Cech, and Delph.
Ryan Bertrand.
Fuck, it's straight in.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, shame it don't matter.
There we go.
There you go, listeners, just to prove I am not terrible. Neither am I.
Yeah, it was a decent quiz, Ryan, but the GB one's just
Oh,
ruined it
shut
for me.
up, man.
It feels like a bit of a hollow victory, to be honest. Right, that one's just ruined it for me. Anyway, well, you've got the list, Ryan, so tell us what we're going to be talking about.
Next on the agenda is this weekend's football, or last weekend's football, sorry.
What should we start with? Who was, what was their favourite game of the
Well, the
weekend?
first game of weekend was Everton, wasn't it? Another win, another Calvert-Lewin goal. Does he go to Euros?
I don't know. I don't like him. I don't know why.
Who did he start over? If Kane's fit, he obviously goes. Rashford. Who else?
Ings.
Ings or Calvert-Lewin?
Oh,
Who would you take?
I'd say
Ings.
Yeah, same.
I think he's more deserved.
But if Calvert-Lewin keeps scoring, though.
Yeah. And there's also Callum Wilson and Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, it's 2 down for
I don't think Callum Wilson's
What about Callum Wilson goes into a bit of a run because he scored a weekend, didn't he? What if he has a strong start or a strong end of season, gets Bournemouth to safety, scores a few, asks questions?
Yeah. I wouldn't like to be Gareth Southgate.
Yeah, it's a nice headache.
Someone's going to be left out. Someone's going to be disappointed. I don't know. I don't know what it is with Calvert-Lewin. I just don't know if I'm convinced by it.
He's not a game changer, is he?
No.
He's not someone I'd bring off the bench in search of a goal.
No. But he just seems to pick up goals here and there, doesn't he?
Yeah,
It depends what formation Gareth Southgate plays. He plays, what, 5-3-2?
he plays with one striker, doesn't he? I can imagine
Yeah.
so.
That's
Especially with the likes of Sterling and Sancho.
Depends.
out wide.
Sometimes he goes 5 at the back. Sometimes, doesn't he? He did that in the World Cup. So
Because if you were to play
Two
with two,
strikers.
that's what Everton are doing now, and that's why he's so successful with Richarlison at the minute, because they play two.
But surely if he did play 5 at the back, Sterling or Sancho would be one of those
I
strikers.
suppose like 5-2-3 sort of thing, can't we? Yeah, I don't know. Don't know with Calvert-Lewin. I think he'd have to score a lot more goals for me to be happy with him going to the Euros.
So,
I think his all-round game isn't as good as someone like Ings.
so who would your 4 right now be? Well, Kane and Rashford is a given, I'd say.
Ings and fourth one. Mason Greenwood.
Right?
You know, it's not a bad shout, to be fair. He is. Anyway. Kane, Rashford, Ings, or Abraham, to be fair. I will give Calvert-Lewin credit where credit's due, but yeah, he won't make it into the team.
Jake?
Probably go the same as Reece, to be honest. I think Abraham's done enough this season to be able to, cement his place in that team. Scored enough goals.
Yeah.
I think Calvert-Lewin's form's kind of come as a result of having Ancelotti, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fair. I forgot about Abraham. So I think
A lot of Chelsea fans aren't happy with him.
I know, yeah. I've seen him get slagged off on Chelsea Twitter. Have you seen that? I'll show you the video later. The Chelsea fancy. The Chelsea
We'll put that on
TikTok. It's not great. But it's funny. I don't know why they don't like him. I'm guessing if he's one of them people you watch week in, week out, maybe he's a bit clumsy, I don't know. But I haven't watched enough of him, like, sort of 90 minutes of him here and there since I have a judgment on him, I don't think.
Well, what about the impact of Ancelotti?
Reece, take this one.
I think what's fascinating is the fact that under Ferguson, it was horrible to watch. Hoof it up.
Route 1 football.
Hey!
Make sure to follow on all Spotify playlists. But yeah, under Ancelotti, Everton become a lot more flexible. They're a lot more positive. You saw at the weekend against Brighton, wasn't it? Yeah. The
Palace.
Palace. Sorry. The fact he brought on Sidibe to add more attack.
Who didn't have a sock.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
He brought on Sidibe instead of Iwobi. You know, it adds the play through at the back and add attack and going forward, similar to how Liverpool would play.
Plan B.
I wouldn't say plan B, because if you say plan B, it's like it's kind of like the end all. There's nothing else they can do. I'd say it's just a lot more flexible. And with Ancelotti, if they're going into a new stadium, you want to have that class. And I mean, if you've seen the table for winning a game, like Liverpool, they only won a game 1 points.
Yeah.
Everton are second. So I mean, there is just certain. Everton actually have class.
Everton are second.
Do you think that's what Everton? Do you think that's what Everton have been missing? Just like because they've always had sort of decent players over the last few years. They've had a good squad. Do you think they've just been missing a top class manager?
I'm not sure. I look at their squad and we do have a lot of top 4 rejects.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like a Walcott, a Wobe, Sigurdsson. Like I do like them, but
Walcott's look decent under Ancelotti.
yeah, but what's he scored 1 goal all season.
Yeah, but sort of a Aaron Lennon sort of player now, and he whips a good ball in, gets to the byline well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can Everton finish in the top 4? They're not far off, are they? We'll just get the league table up.
Yeah, some shouts if we could.
I mean, it's going to be an absolute dogfight for the top 4, but
I mean, I trust Sheffield to get top 4 over Everton, to be perfectly honest. Even
Really?
Wolves, yeah, 100%.
As much as I'd love to see them, I don't see Sheffield United finishing top 4.
Everton are only 3 points behind Sheffield United. 5 points off. Well, that is a good job from Ancelotti, to be fair. 5 points off the top 4, and they were in the relegation zone, were they, when they took over?
Near enough.
Near enough. Yeah. Next season, could they be a
realistically, what can Ancelotti do? There's no doubt in how good a manager he is, but what can he achieve with Everton? Top 4, maybe a cup.
Well, he said he wants top 4, doesn't he? That's what his goal's been. Yeah, it's got to be, really.
Well, let's say it for next season.
Yeah,
it all depends who he's saying. They need a new goalkeeper.
I think he will be backed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he could bring some good names in. I think someone like Ancelotti, like, just his name alone's enough to bring a quality player in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's similar to how when Liverpool got Klopp, they've got that class back. They've got the name they want to play for.
But it's not done overnight. It will
No.
take Ancelotti 2 seasons at least, I'd say.
Richarlison, that's what I want to talk about. Got linked to Barcelona. Do you rate him?
Yes, but not for that money.
What was the
It's
fee?
like fucking 80 million or something.
I don't know. He's only 22.
Yeah.
Only young. 2-footed.
But I feel he is that player where if he did go to a top team, I don't know if he would cut it.
Yeah.
He is like a Sigurdsson or a Wilfred Zaha.
I think he's found his level at Everton.
Yeah.
I don't know. If he were to go to Barca, it's obviously a replacement for Suarez. Suarez
Yeah.
32.
Put it this way, Richarlison has been playing well at Everton, but he's not been whoa. Like, no one looks at it.
Scored a good goal against Palace.
Yeah, but no, like, for example, whenever he was linked to Barcelona, everyone's initial thought was, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No one's like, oh my god, he needs to get snapped up by a top 4 team.
Yeah.
If United went for Richarlison in January, how would you feel about that?
What's
I don't see exactly.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you. I'm not going to argue with that. Well, I suppose we should talk about Palace, who they played, who they beat 3-1. Sort of wheels have come off a bit for them because they were up top half, but they've just sort of faded away. And we've always criticised them, haven't they? Or criticised their squad. They have got a championship squad. And Benteke scored for his first goal in how many games?
402.
Bit of coincidence, he scores, and then Storm Kira comes along. And then the coronavirus.
Like an Aaron Ramsey kind of thing. Benteke scores something bad. I think Palace could be in a bit of trouble. I mean, how far are they off the relegation zone now? It's just, you go on a bad run in the Premier League and you get punished, don't you? I mean, they've not won in the last 5, 2 draws and 3 losses, and they're 6 points above the relegation now. They're in danger of getting sucked into it.
See, last season as well, they were so heavily reliant on penalties. I think they scored 10 or 11. This season, maybe 3.
Milivojevic, penalty merchant, isn't he?
And then Zaha's production has dropped off massively.
Yeah, it's a bit like Ryan Fraser, where speculations went to his head, and he's just.
You think Zaha will leave at the end of the season, regardless of where Palace finish?
Who'd take him?
Spurs.
Everton.
I think he's.
What Spurs have him after signing Bergwijn?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think Everton's probably the only logical place for him. Arsenal will link with him, but
I mean, Leicester could do with a winger.
That's not a bad shout, yeah, Leicester.
He's getting on a bit as well. Do teams really want to go out and
It's probably his last chance of a move, really.
Yeah,
like a big move.
But do teams like really want to go out and spend 80 million on him now?
Yeah, because Palace would demand big money for him.
Yeah, he's not done himself any favours this season.
No.
I don't know if ins and out, obviously, but if he has been like, oh, I didn't get my move, I'm a bit frustrated, not playing my best football, like, that's doing him no favours.
His value's definitely dropped.
Yeah.
But Palace will still demand a ridiculous figure for him.
Hold him at ransom.
Yeah, regardless of whether they get relegated or not.
They have to, though.
What have Palace got to do? They've got to overhaul that squad. Would you be happy with Roy Hodgson as well?
A lot of fans aren't again. I seen on Twitter they were thanking him for what he's done, but they're saying it's time to just something new, a fresh start.
I suppose he's steadied the ship a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Who did he take over from?
Pardew, was it?
Was it Pardew? That's another one that's just sort of person that comes in, steadies the ship, but you need someone that's a bit more progressive.
It's not long term, is it?
No. when I see an old manager, he's obviously getting on a bit in Roy Hodgson. I literally think, well, you're literally not going to be able to be in charge of this team in the next 10 years because you're literally just going to be too old, regardless of how good a manager you are. So it puts me off a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, Roy Hodgson is not going to be able to do what Sir Alex Ferguson did because he's just too old.
Well, in the same vein, Ancelotti at Everton, how long's that lasting then?
How long's he got before he just drops dead?
He'll be there 2-3 years.
Because he's not a bloody.
Who do you think's older, Ancelotti or Hodgson?
Oh, Hodgson's a lot older, isn't it? But yeah, Ancelotti's not exactly young now.
How old do you think Ancelotti is? Have you guessed?
I reckon
73.
65.
73?
65.
60?
60?
And what about Hodgson?
Still young.
Oh, Hodgson's ancient.
70.
Maybe he's 73.
What would you do if Hodgson's just like 41? 72? That's so old. I think most people have just retired with their feet up playing rounds of golf.
When he retired?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
What's the point of having a United fan on if it just doesn't know stuff?
He was getting on a bit though. Let's have a look. 78 now. So he
would have been around
70.
73.
Yeah, 73. Well, I just don't know if I could do it. Fair play to him, these old geezers, these Roy Hodgsons.
Aging like 5
Neil Warnock as well, he's still fucking
He's still
passionate
kicking.
as ever.
Like, who could be bothered being that old and still? They obviously just love the game, they just live for it. But fair play to him. So don't want to criticise Roy Hodgson too much. Because at the end of the day, he has got a championship squad. He's kept a mid-table, and he's 73. So it's time to move on, man.
Put the feet up.
Yeah. The other game at the weekend, Brighton won, Watford won. A lot of people calling this a dull game.
Yeah.
Didn't see too many people tuning in for this one. Not too much excitement around it, but it was a big sort of relegation game, wasn't it?
Do you reckon Watford will stay up?
Well, they've looked revived under
Nigel Pearson.
Pearson, haven't they?
I think we will.
Yeah,
Same.
there's too much class in the team already.
I think they would have a big haul out if they did get relegated. Can't imagine Delafeu.
If they did get relegated,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that
You can't see him rocking about in the championship.
Capu, Decore. It can be silly.
Curry is such an Everton signing.
Yeah, he is.
He's the most Everton signing I have ever seen in my life.
30 million Decore to Everton in the summer.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's just, I think you touched on it the other week, Ryan. It is actually going to be a bit of an exciting relegation dogfight, isn't it, this year?
And we have that one in a couple of years.
I think, have you written off Norwich?
Yeah.
Do you think they're done and dusted? 7 points off safety. Is there any
Jamal
chance?
Lewis in your team, there's always hope. That's what I would say. I'm 10 or all Norwich to stay up.
And Watford, even after their sort of revival, still second bottom. I mean, there's how many points in...
I think Villa will go down. But we probably change every week we talk about it, but right now...
There's only 7 points between Watford in 19th and Arsenal in 10th. Could Arsenal get sucked into
Norwich
it?
to stay up and Arsenal to go down. There's my rogue shout.
What was that?
Norwich to stay up and Arsenal to go down.
Arsenal, 13 draws. Just looking at the league table here and seeing if there's anything catching my eye, and that has stood out for me. 13 draws for Arsenal.
Mental.
How-
We've won 6 all season, haven't we?
Yep.
In the league. Which is just abysmal.
So yeah, we're not talking about Arsenal this week. Sick of them.
Yeah,
Brighton.
Brighton.
Do we like Brighton?
We should because Potter's came in doing good football, but personally I don't know what it is. I see Brighton playing and I'm like, oh fuck's sake. It's
They
for
don't-
kit. They play for kit.
I don't know. They are better than they were under Chris Hughton. I think more entertaining at least. But there's just something about them that just doesn't excite you. I don't know who I'd rather stay up. Watford or Brighton from that game. Save one, relegate one. Watford or Brighton.
Oh, can we both go down?
Really, you don't like them that much? Jake, save one, relegate one. Watford or Brighton.
I think I'd say Brighton.
Why?
I like Graham Potter. He's a good manager. I think Watford's a bit... I feel like once Watford go, I think you'll see all the bigger players go, and it'll be a bit of a mad scramble too.
Do you like Nigel Pearson?
Not as a manager, as a personality, he's all right. It's just it sticks in my mind that
The
ostrich
ostrich comment.
That's all that
Are
sticks
you
in
an
my mind.
ostrich?
I think as a manager, he's a bit meh. Bit like in that merry-go-round, the managers just kind of goes around the
Yeah.
relegation fodder. But I don't know. I think Potter's a good manager.
If you were a Watford fan, though, would you be happy with a Nigel Pearson coming in just for the end of the season to keep you up? Sort of guy that can... He did it with Leicester. Can keep a team up.
Yeah, possibly. But then it's longer like you were saying about Palace. It's a longer-term plan, and
Yeah.
how long's Nigel Pearson going to be there before they go for another one that's similar to him? And it's just...
I'd like to see with managers like that, almost with like David Moyes as well. They literally just sign him on a 6-month contract, so the fans know the deal. Like they are literally just here to keep them up, and then in the summer, they do it. Cause there's no
I
point.
think managers would like that. Do you think they would sign?
if
why
they had a
not?
big enough payout, yeah.
I think they would, yeah. If they got paid enough, and teams would pay it if
You
they know
think
they're going
some-
to
yeah.
keep them up.
You think of some of them managers that are literally like they know their stopgaps. Like David Moyes ain't going to no club and be like, yeah, I'm going to be the future of your football club.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
But then what I think is weird is that, say David Moyes keeps West Ham up, he'll still be there next season because he's kept them up. But then they'll just be average, which won't be enough for West Ham, and he'll just get sacked, and then it all starts again. That's why I think a 6-month contract would work. But
Isn't that why the fans are protesting? Was it like when the David Golden law bought the club
there's
10
been
years ago?
some serious unrest at West Ham, hasn't there?
10 years ago they were like the same position as they are now, 10 years later. just no progress as a club, despite the signings on the managers and all.
Well, we spoke about that
New
last week, didn't we?
stadium.
Well, if owners need to get out, like Karen Brady, you know, she's just fucking whinging an apprentice. What does she do for Van Football Club?
Yeah.
Need Slavan Bilic back.
Is he a stopgap though? Slavan Bilic?
Hey, big man like Slavan.
I like Slavan Bilic.
Yeah, I like him.
Have you heard his stories on like Sky Sports and that? Seems like a genuine guy, doesn't he?
He's not that young guy. No, sorry, he's not that old even, is he? Bilic, I think.
No, he was
about,
playing not that long ago,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
He's still in his 40s, I'd say.
What else is on our agenda, Ryan? What have we not covered?
Next up is Sheffield United this weekend.
Woohoo.
Sheffield United against Bournemouth.
Yeah, I want to talk about Sheffield United. And what was their score at the weekend? They won again,
2-1
didn't they?
against Bournemouth. Came from a goal behind.
Say it again.
Bit of character. Bit of character from Sheffield United. Do we like them?
Love them.
I think
They're not going to shag you, lad.
I fucking hope they would.
I think very few football fans would say they don't like Sheffield
Yeah,
United.
who doesn't like Sheffield United?
It's also-
I would love it if they got top 4 ahead of United. Love it.
I mean, I wouldn't, but a little piece of me would be happy with him. A tiny, tiny piece of me would be happy for him, but the rest would be fuming.
I think it's mainly just their style of play. The fact that it's the centre backs overlapping, it's something we never really see. And the fact, like, when I thought they would have went down straight away.
I think we all did.
And then I think this is the problem with identifying even a player of the year, because it's a whole team collective doing well.
Sorry, no, carry on.
Because it's a whole team collective, there's no real player of the year, but that's what's so great about it.
Yeah, who's stand out for Sheffield United? Like, one stand out. There's a lot who's done well, but there's not one you would pick as in he is.
Lundstram, mate. It's Fleck. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to pinpoint
Sean
one.
Egan, Jack O'Connell, FIFA Hall, Dean Anderson.
Yeah.
Who's their player of the season going to go to?
Yeah, it's a tricky job.
Belly Sharp got a goal as well. Nice to see.
Tricky job choosing Sheffield United's player of the season. Don't envy that man or woman. Well, actually, before we speak about Sheffield United properly, AFC Bournemouth. What are your thoughts on them? Does Eddie Howe stay or does he go?
He should go.
Go.
While his legacy is intact.
Really?
Because
He should walk away, resign.
is he going to be at Bournemouth all his life? Why is now not the perfect time? Well, it's end of season. He keeps Bournemouth in the league. Happy days. Go on to bigger. But who would have him at this moment in time? That's the thing.
Crystal Palace.
No, I was going to say
But is Palace a step up for him?
No.
He should.
Would he get a bigger budget? I don't know, because he gets big money at Bournemouth, doesn't he?
I think none are available. What a good level for how I think is like a Wolves kind of team. But obviously, that job won't be going anytime
I
soon.
mean, what about West Ham?
Yeah. Why not West Ham?
Realistically, if anyone's going to sort that ship out.
But I don't think that's a good job to go into.
Do you trust him with recruitment as well? Have you seen?
Yeah,
Sarah's
we've,
in there?
recruitment isn't
we've
great.
mentioned that before. But then we said...
At West Ham, we've talked about their recruitment. Maybe that area
match
isn't the right
made in
one for him.
heaven.
Yeah.
But we said it at the time though. That Bournemouth, them signings weren't necessarily. Well, at the time we all thought, oh, they're good signings, didn't we? Like a Solanke, you think, oh, that's not a bad signing. I suppose a bit of an overpayment, but you think, oh, yeah, it's a good signing. Like young player, who else? Ibe, you think, oh, he got in the Liverpool team, so I don't know. Has he just been unlucky with the signings?
We were talking
at
about this with West Ham's recruitment.
Yeah.
Like every time we sign, we are like, whoa.
Have he just been unlucky, or is it a deep line issue? Is it genuinely he's not?
Yeah, but then some of the signings are paid off though. I mean, Harry Wilson this season been very, very good. And
How
then
much-
you've got someone like Billen as well.
Yeah.
He's been pretty decent this season.
How much of a say do you think Eddie Howe has in transfers at Bournemouth? It's always hard to say, innit?
Yeah.
I feel like some managers have way more say than others.
But I feel like he would come out and whinge if he didn't have a say.
Would he though? He's
What
loyal
do-
to that club. Would he be whinging in the media?
Yeah, I think a football manager would, especially with him being there so many years, frustration would get the best of him.
Yeah, and to be fair, if he's been there that long, he's probably trusted to make
Yeah.
transfer decisions.
Does he have the right to take Bournemouth down if they get relegated?
What do you think? Does he stay with him if
Yeah.
they get relegated?
Does he have the right to stay there, or do you reckon they'll sack him?
I don't know, you know. What do you think?
I don't think he would get sacked. Remember Sean Dyche got Burnley sacked? Kevin, Alex Neil at Norwich. I think it'd be harsh to sack.
He's got
Eddie
too
Howe.
much goodwill to get sacked. Not a chance he
But
can get sacked.
Do you think he'd bring him back up then, say they do go down? Would he bring him
Possibly.
back up? Or do you think
Yeah.
his reign at Bournemouth has just run its course?
I think he should. I agree with Ryan. I think he should get out while he can.
I think so as well, actually.
He's
Thinking
just
about
going to hope for a good job going. I don't think West Ham's a good job. Or,
What other job is
I
there?
don't know.
There's no other real openings unless someone has a drastically bad end to the season. Could speculation have affected Bournemouth season? You know, when there was the Tottenham job going and the West Ham job.
Yeah, and obviously Ryan Fraser hasn't been the same players last season because of speculation.
Is it filtering down from Eddie Howe?
Callum Wilson, link with Chelsea.
Head's gone. Is it all because of Howe? How out? That was a bit of a change of topic. But anyway, Sheffield United. Back to them and their manager, Chris Wilder.
Manager of the year? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
I'm going to say, yeah. He is my manager of the year.
I'm going to say it now, he's also mine.
Jake, I feel like you're going to disagree with that.
As good as he's been, I don't think you can look past Klopp. As good as
I'm
he
glad
has
you
been.
disagreed with it. I thought that was going to be a boring debate if we all just agreed with
The
Chris
thing
Wilder.
is, like, I'm not going to turn around and go, oh, he's like. I mean, if it wasn't for Liverpool having such a stupidly good season this season and being on course to break all the points records, like, you know, whatever, Wilder's like a shoe-in for that.
What do you think, Chris?
It's hard to argue against Klopp. What, 5 out of 6 Manager of the Month awards? Like, there's actual physical evidence to show that he does deserve it.
So my argument was going to be Jurgen Klopp has all the resources to win the league. He's sort of almost expected to win the league. He's got the best centre back in the world. He's got probably the best full backs in the world. One of the best goalkeepers in the world. And he's won the league. Surely that is just almost expected.
Not really.
But
If
it's-
at the start of the season, would you have said that we were expected to win the league outright?
Well, between you and City, yeah.
Yeah, but I think you look at the gap that we've created between us and second place. Like, it's very rarely been done in the Premier League like that. I'm saying it's like I don't think Wilder's a bad shout at all. I think
No.
I think between him and Klopp, either or deserve it. But for me personally, I think when you've got someone that's doing as well as he is with, regardless of whether Liverpool have the resources or not, this is arguably one of the best footballing sides the Premier League's seen in terms of consistency and competing on all fronts. And it's a case of how can you, especially if we go if we end up going the season unbeaten, which we are at the minute, like how can you argue against that?
But then Chris Wilder could not have physically have done more, really,
No, he
at
couldn't.
Sheffield United. So how can...
But what
do you know
can Klopp do more at Liverpool?
Yeah, true.
That's what
True.
I'm saying. It's like as much as as much as Wilder's done really well, so has Klopp. And they're both, I think, in equal respects, they're both equally demanding jobs, and they're both. I think Wilder's probably exceeded expectations slightly more than Klopp.
Yeah,
but
that's
then
what I was gonna say.
But then Klopp's met even high. Wilder also didn't have high expectations to meet. It's easier to meet. It's easier to beat expectations that aren't really expected of you, as opposed to Klopp, who had high expectations and smashed them.
Would you be annoyed if Wilder got it?
No.
As in, not annoyed,
No.
as in like,
No, and that's what I'm
Bitter.
saying. I think.
yeah.
Why
But
would
you'd be
I?
like, you'd be a bit like, he shouldn't have won. You're like, that's stupid.
No, that's what I said. I think either of them deserve it, but I personally would go for Klopp. I think, it's a very, very fair.
Well, what do you
even thing.
think it's harder to do? Take a promoted team to 5th place in the Premier League on a very limited budget, or win the league with the best team in the league?
Many would have argued at the start of the season we didn't have the best team, though. And all I'm saying is I think it's easier to.
Or even one of the best 2 teams in the league. Win the league with one of the best 2 teams, or finish 5th.
But
with
I
maybe
think it
better
is a
team.
case of Liverpool, or it's not a case of just won the league.
That's what I'm saying. It's you think of the expectations that were set at the start for both managers. Wilder's expectations, if he'd have stayed up, that would have been impressive. Because everyone expected them to go down.
Or say Liverpool win the league and lose 3 games and draw a couple more. Would it still go to Klopp?
I think Wilder.
Possibly not.
So
but
you think if it only goes to Klopp if Liverpool stay undefeated?
there's so many factors to kind of put into it as well. Because then Sheffield United could fall off a cliff over the next couple of weeks.
I don't
Yeah.
think necessarily unbeaten. I think it's the 100 points mark.
100 points then if we win the Champions League and FA Cup, although it's not Premier League.
Do they consider
Trophy.
that?
I don't think we do.
I think in terms of being able to compete on different fronts, yeah. I think
No, it's
Do they
Premier League.
consider
It's
that?
Premier League player.
Surely they're
manager
just
of the year.
judged on what they do in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's Premier
No,
League.
but I
once a
think
year.
I don't dispute that, but it's like if you're encompassing the fact that they're having to play however many think of the amount of competitions we're about to play this year. And I know that it's not about that, but if you encompass the amount of games they've had, and then how well they're doing in the Premier League in spite of the amount of games.
I don't think that should be a factor.
I think it should be in a sense. I don't think it should be the deciding factor, but I think that's something to factor in.
So you think Sheffield United or Chris Wilder his achievements would be looked on more if, say, they were further in the cup? You think his achievements would be better if they were further?
I think it possibly would. That would make it more impressive as well. That make it even more impressive. If you're competing in two different competitions, that always makes it more impressive.
Yeah, I agree. It makes it more impressive. But do you think who decides the
Is it
manager of
the
the season?
Is it the
like,
PFA?
Yeah, probably PFA. Well, what is the PFA like? Who he actually is that?
It's the players and that.
Just the players.
They'd be the
decide?
players and other managers, I think. Like I said, I think it's between
Which
the two
one
of
do the
them.
journalists vote for?
Football writers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think one. Well, I think in a similar way to I think what a lot of people think the PFA Player of the Year is going to go. I think one of them will win one of them will win the other. In terms of, I think if one of them doesn't win, I think Wilder definitely deserves football writers. In terms of the story and stuff, I think that would be the best award for him. But then Manager of the Year as well. I think you look at the person who's been the most successful.
What is a good wee watch for you? There's a 22-minute documentary of Sheffield United on YouTube. Just like a quick brief story after promotional, and there's a few speeches from Wilder in it. Good watch. You can see how passionate, how much it means.
He
to him.
just seems like one of the boys, doesn't he?
Yeah. There's one story in particular, I might not get this 100% right, but basically, I can't remember what game it was, whether it was a big game or just a random loss in the championship, but on the team bus home, I think it was Billy Sharp, don't quote me on that, but Wilder called one of the players to the front, and obviously if a player thought he was going to get a bollocking or whatever, Wilder's handed him 20 quid. He was like, right, you're all a bit deflated, go in and buy beer for the boys and cheer yourselves up.
Oh, bless him.
So he does look like a no-nonsense
Yeah.
figure, especially in press conferences and all. He does, like you said, he's one of the boys.
Especially after his comments to Dean Henderson after he conceded the goal.
Yeah.
What was that? Wait, what was that?
Brutally honest, wasn't he?
It was like if he wants to play for Man United, he has to be better.
Yeah. He didn't shirk away from it, did he? He just said it how it was, didn't he?
I know we mentioned, Reece mentioned Dean Henderson then, and I think I was talking to you about this, wasn't I, yesterday? Al? Does Dean Henderson deserve to be England's number one this year for going into the Euros?
I think a lot of people would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially after we didn't mention in the Everton game, Pickford's mistake.
Again.
Let Ben take his.
I
shot.
think, yeah, but I don't think he will.
Do you think? Right, this is a one. I know we're going back to the England thing again. Do you think England players should get judged on how they've played for the England team or how they've played at Everton? Because Pickford is really good when he plays for England, but not as good when he plays for Everton.
It's a mix of both. I think, I'll plug my own article here, but I did write an article talking about the same topic. I think it's a case of, for the national team, you got to look at experience as well. Like, you throw a kid in there and Dean Henderson, as good as he's been this season, that pressure of being like the number one for a major tournament could like make or break him.
Yeah.
And I think having Pickford there, as patchy as he's been for Everton over the past 2 years, he's still got that experience about him. He's a bit of a cocky bastard, isn't he?
Mm.
I think to have that as a keeper,
I don't mind that, though.
No, I said as a keeper, that's a good thing. I think regardless if he makes mistakes or not in that Euros, like he'll still like it won't knock him.
You've got to believe in yourself as a keeper.
Yeah.
Like that mistake, you can't just go into your shell.
Do you know what's funny though? The same game, I swear to God, that game really kind of showed what Pickford's about.
He made a really good save.
Really good save from Benteke, and then concedes a stupid goal from him. And it's like he's so inconsistent. Do you know what he is? He's Mignolet who can kick the ball. He really is Mignolet with a good left foot.
If you're Gareth Southgate and you've played Jordan Pickford in all the internationals in last tournament, and he's never put a foot wrong for England, can you drop him?
No.
Yeah, true.
Even if he is playing, how badly has he got to play for Everton before he drops him? if he's never put a foot wrong for
Exactly.
England.
I agree with you.
Do you remember? I think it was Hodgson or something. Remember Shake Livermore wasn't an England starter?
Oh, God. What a
Is that
fucking
just a-
average
It's
footballer.
in my head. I was like, that was a weird time.
Ready salted midfielder.
I like that show.
I feel like England lack centre mids. Lundstram, could he have a shout? Outside shout of... He is English, isn't he? I'm pretty sure.
No, Norwegian?
No, I'm
Swedish?
I think his name sounds
Maybe.
foreign, but I'm pretty sure...
His name sounds.
I know, I shouldn't really say that, but...
Brexit means Brexit.
Yeah, English. He's English, John Lundstram. Outside chance?
There's not much talk of it at all, as for me.
But why, though?
I know, that's true.
What has he actually done, like...
Who does he play over there?
What more has he
Looks
got
well
to do?
in an England shirt at youth level.
Yeah, but who,
Suits
my
him.
thing is, who does he play over? Because I think in that midfield right now, I think the players ahead of him, you've got Henderson's obviously starting, especially after the season he's had.
Yeah.
I think Dele Alli's still going to play in that midfield ahead of him.
But
you got someone like
has Lundstram been better than Dele Alli this season?
maybe not since Mourinho's come in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
You think Lundstram's been better?
Yeah.
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 That's what I mean. I don't think there's that many quality centre mids, sort of like box to box centre mids in
Would you
England.
put Harry Winks in
England
that?
setup. That's what I mean. Like Harry Winks, is he that good? Has he been better than Lundstram?
Declan Rice.
Yeah, you still got
Premier
Oxlade
League too.
Chamberlain and stuff coming back, who always does well for England.
Who's that?
Oxlade Chamberlain.
Yeah, that's what me and Ryan were on about the other day, weren't we?
Then you got
We
like
forgot about Oxlade Chamberlain.
You got likes of Declan Rice and stuff. Who I know he's not had the best of season for West Ham, but he's still a very good player.
Ward Prowse, maybe.
He's a
not
weird
better,
one.
not better than
He
Lundstram, though.
he should be a lot more far along than he is, but he just hasn't kicked on.
I'd rather
for
see
us.
someone like Lundstram in the team than Harry Winks, I think.
But then again, it comes back to trusting players and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like throwing a lad in who's
Harry
you know,
Winks
not-
isn't even that experienced.
He's not, but he's
What
played
is
in
a
Champions
handful of
League
games?
semi-finals and stuff. He's played in big games that Lundstrom's not.
And if
Lundstrom's
England
played in
play,
fucking League One, lad. Fleetwood away.
but if England play five at the back, he's been playing in that system all
Yeah.
season. Slots into that midfield too.
Yeah.
So who would their backline be?
England.
Yeah.
I don't trust England playing five at the back. I don't think we've got the centre backs for it.
Gomez, Maguire,
And then who?
Tamori.
Mings. Tomorrow. I think you have five at the back just because there's too many centre backs to choose from.
Stones.
No.
Stones has to go.
He'll get in there.
I
won't
don't
he?
think between them though. There's like, I mean, I think Gomez and Maguire are good, but I don't think there's anyone that's like unbelievable. That you're like, do you know what? We can build this team around him at the back.
Probably even saw Kyle Walker, a centre back. If you really wanted to.
Right-sided centre back. Yeah, that could work. Gomez in the middle, Maguire to the left, and Walker to the right. Has Kyle Walker been that good this season? though?
Nah, not really.
There's talk of him going back to Sheffield United.
Is there?
Really?
I'd like that as a signing. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, but do they have the money to do that?
Be a big pay
might
cut,
do.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Be a big pay cut and be a bit of a like a hit in the transfer like
Yeah.
wage budget.
Chris
or-
Wilde slips him a 20 quid, might change his mind. Go buy some beers, Kyle. Well, yeah, we didn't even really answer your question. Dean Henderson, United. Do you think he gets in the United's team next season? Do you think should he stay or should he go back to?
I think he should go back.
I'm kind of asking myself this, being the United fan.
Well, does he play at the hair right now?
I don't know. It's a bit of a headache. I can't decide.
I think if it's available, send him back on loan to Sheffield United for a season.
Yeah, I'd probably say one more season, but then
It's like Courtois and
Would it
Shaq
not-
scenario.
Would it not be worth trying to kind of wrangle out a almost like what's it called? Sell him to Sheffield United with a buyback
Buyback.
clause.
yeah,
Kind of give him to Sheffield United and kind of give him that thing of okay, go and prove yourself there for a couple of seasons
Yeah.
because there isn't the space for you here. And then once the hair goes, you're kind of next in line kind of thing.
how much? But Chris Wilder said he wouldn't be able to afford to bring him there permanently.
Oh, is he on a lot of
I'm
money?
pretty sure. Just like because they'd have to pay a lot of money. Like, how much would you rate?
But that's
Dean
what I'm
Henderson
saying.
is?
It's like if you could work out in a sense of okay, we'll give him to you for so long as like a part of your squad that he isn't just on loan. He's going to go and to and fro,
Yeah.
and have a buyback clause of like a set amount. It's like I don't know.
I saw a thing on Twitter from a United fan saying United have got the best. I don't actually. I've just when I've said it in my head, I don't think I believe it anymore. He said United have got the best Spanish, Argentinian, English goalkeepers, but I wouldn't say De Gea's the best. I don't know.
Isn't
Would you
that-
say De Gea's the best Spanish goalkeeper?
Oh yes, still who's better than him right now as a Spanish goalkeeper?
I was going to say Kepa, but he's rubbish.
Hey, Guaidó.
He's Argentinian, isn't he?
Is he? Fuck knows.
I mean, De Gea's still Spain's number one, isn't he?
Yeah, I suppose there's actually not that many Spanish goalkeepers.
There's not anymore.
In my head, I just thought there must be someone that's overtaken him because of his form, but there hasn't really, has there?
No, as bad as he's been, he's still he's still Spain's best goalkeeper.
Although going
He's
back
still
to
one
the
of the
idea
best goalkeepers in the world. It's just
going back to the idea of what you're saying about trusting players, either you're saying should you pick a team that's good internationally?
Yeah.
Has De Gea ever really performed at an international level?
He's made a lot of mistakes at international level, hasn't he?
I think some of the mistakes started to filter through to United right now, though.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I love De Gea and everything, but how much patience do you have with him? Like, how many more mistakes do we have before we say, right? Like, say he makes 2 more mistakes before the end of the season. Do you say, right, we're going to bring Henderson back and make him our number 1, or do you say, all right, finish your contract at United, De Gea? I think he's there to 2023 or something.
I'm not going to lie though, is he not, out of all the players you've got at United, has he not been the one that's kind of earned the right to have a bit of a poor run of form?
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. But
like, he's like, you think about it, since Fergie's left, he's probably been the one player that you've had consistently that's been world class, like over the course of the last 10 years. And I think, I'm not speaking for myself there, but I know the United fans I know from outside this group and the podcast, he's like a god figure. Do you know what I mean? I heard one of them say they could happily take his girlfriend off him. And so it's for the night, do you know what I mean? That it's that kind of thing of there's no. Over the last 10 years, he's been such a saviour for you.
I got was it 17-18 season?
He's been unbelievable for a few of them. Don't get me wrong, he's having a poor run of form now, but I think he's the one player out of your whole team that's been that's earned the right to have a poor run of form.
Yeah.
It's like if Gerrard had a poor run of form for us.
But I just think the Henderson situation makes it harder to make that decision. Like, say if Henderson wasn't there, wasn't a factor, you just say, all right, we're keeping De Gea. We'd never even consider him leaving. But because of how well Henderson's playing, and he is a United player,
my question is to you: how good Henderson is now? Is it anywhere near as good as what David De Gea has been?
No.
And then I look at it, it's like, if it's a poor run of form from De Gea, you're really going to bring someone in that, he's playing really well right now, but then even the pressure being United's number 1 could really get to him.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one at the end of the season to see where he goes. Because if Wilder said he can't bring him there permanently, and I don't know if he's going to go back on loan there, where does he go? Because is he going to want to be a backup goalkeeper at his age, or just want to be playing football?
Thing is, though, it depends on how high Sheffield United finish. If they finish top 4, sure, they could afford them.
Yeah, I suppose.
Would he say permanently? Don't see it.
I can't see it. They'd have to, like Jake said, there'd have to be a buyback.
I
don't see what United would get rid.
No, I think if he's going to go permanently, it'll be a buyback clause, surely, because it wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Oh, we're speaking about Spanish goalkeepers. It's a little segue onto the Spanish leagues. We were going to have a look at the other leagues in Europe.
Quick roundup of European football.
There's been a few interesting games, haven't there?
For Milan derby was a good watch. Nice to see those two teams battling it out again.
Is it you want to start with? I did try and bring it onto the Spanish.
All right, whatever you want.
Start with Serie A if you want, Ryan. Go on, speak about Milan derby. Did
any of you watch it? Very good game.
Watch the highlights.
I haven't seen it, to be honest.
Well, Alexis Sanchez with 2 assists.
Yeah, looking lively.
Young Lukaku and Sanchez all starting.
But that Inter Milan team, it's such a FIFA-made team.
Yeah.
Have you seen from ex-Premier League players?
Moses
I forgot Victor Moses was all there. He came off the bench. I'm like, what?
Ericsson.
Well, I know from people that there's a lad I know who is very into his Serie A, and he was saying that team's so strange because obviously it's Conte, isn't it, as a manager for Inter at the minute. Really, really, really good defensive manager. But apparently Inter are just horrendous defensively. They leak goals.
They have good defenders as well.
They've got really good defenders, but just can't defend. That Skriniar is meant to be unbelievable.
And De Vrij.
Godin's part of that back line. It's apparently they just leak goals, and it makes no sense.
It's been a weird sort of cobbled together team. It's come together really quickly, hasn't it?
Yeah.
None of them players have been there long. Lukaku's obviously not been there long. Sanchez,
it's
Young,
Ericsson.
They've suddenly just all just been come out of nowhere, and they're winning the league somehow.
Silly, but I don't understand Ericsson's quote of more likely to win trophies. What the fuck is Inter going to win?
Maybe apparently it's Serie A at the minute.
Just about, but I don't see them win.
You don't see them win the league?
No.
It's really tight.
Hope they prove me wrong. I hope they do win, but
I've not heard about much from Lazio, but they're 1 point behind Inter Milan.
But is it not like this every season? Usually around Christmas, it's like really level for him. We get to like end of March, and it's like, Bayern have run away with it, PSG have run away with it, Juventus have run away with it.
No, I don't think it's ever normally this close at this point. It's
I
normally
think
by
they're
this
not-
point Juve are kind of pulling away.
Yeah.
I mean, the last couple of years they've had challenges. Like I know Napoli challenged a couple of years. Was it last year? A couple of years ago? And they faded away eventually, but.
Well, like I mentioned Lazio, Ciro Immobile, 25 goals in Serie A.
How many games has he played? He can't have played that many.
77 minutes per goal.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, that's like Lewandowski sort of figures.
Well, I
isn't
mean, he's better than Ronaldo in that same league,
it? Yeah.
which is very
But
impressive.
still, Ronaldo, 35 years old, and he scored 20 goals, averaging just over a goal a game. What are your thoughts on Ronaldo?
A lot of them penalties. Keep in mind.
I just don't like the fact he's put his hair in a headband.
But did he not score in like 11 consecutives? I don't know what number.
He's on the course for breaking the Serie A record if he scores in 3 more games.
There you go.
That whole Juve team just needs rebuilt. Like there's so
Really?
much dead weight. Like Matuidi, Khedira,
They've centre mids for days, don't they? Rabiot,
yeah, but they're
Ramsey.
all like around the same. Like a lot of them are
Get rid
older
of
right
Chan.
now.
Rabiot's young.
Well, Chan's gone now, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Talk of Ramsey leaving.
Already?
Not got much game time. Talk of him leaving.
very injured.
If they have more Pjanic, there's
Yeah,
6
all
centre
through
mids.
that.
Well, before then Chan left, so 5. Probably more. If they have
be
that
fair,
Bernadeschi.
Have they
He's
still
been
got the
terrible this season
same?
as well.
They've still
Huh?
got the
He's
same
been
back
terrible
line
this
that they had about
Terrible.
3 years ago.
We'll have a look at their most recent game.
'Cause I'm pretty sure the back
They
line's
drew, did we not? Or lost?
changed in so long.
Lost to Hellas Verona.
I think it was 2 late goals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Barini scored.
Pazzini.
Mourinho's
Fabio
really
Barini
baller,
scored.
isn't
Oh, there's some gold Italian veterans, I should
Oh,
say.
God,
Crogriella. How do you say his name?
Quagliarella.
Him. Bassini. Cassano. He's probably retired by now, but
Nah, they're Italian. They don't retire till about the age of 50.
yeah.
Yeah, Rabiot started. Pjanic. Ramsey came on.
Bentancur. Where does he play? He's a midfielder.
He's
Holds
in
midfielder,
centre mid as
innit?
well, yeah.
They were playing De Siglio as a whole midfielder at one point.
And maybe gone 5 at the back.
Possibly.
The Lec's been very.
Yeah, he's
Hit
not
and
been
miss
great,
this
hasn't
season.
he?
Do you think it was the wrong move for him?
No.
Where else would he have went?
It's the fact that Chiellini got injured on. How old is he? Yeah, 20. You
20,
imagine?
21.
Imagine us now being tossed into Juve and expected to replace Chiellini. You're like, oh, shit.
I suppose he had got to a Champions League semi-final, not just done a football.
He was always
podcast.
going to go to a massive club.
You were?
He was always going to go to a massive club.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to go somewhere.
I don't think he'll be regretting it.
No.
He'll probably still go on to be
Scroll
one
on
of the
down just to some see if I'm missing any. No, we're not. Buffon.
best. Don't really know my young Italian talent really that well.
I know Rigardi's meant to be a good player.
Yeah, I've heard of a guy, but not.
Another centre-back.
Still on the bench.
Who's that?
How
Paolo
much
Dybala.
substitutes are they allowed? Look at the other
I
team.
always think that
Palace.
in Serie A, a lot of substitutes.
Do you know what the game I do want to talk about? I know it's obviously jumping leagues again, but the Bayer Leverkusen versus Dortmund match
Oh,
ended up 5-4, didn't
good
it, in
game,
the end?
yeah.
4-3.
4-3,
Did
sorry.
you
in the
see
end?
Sancho was disallowed go?
Yeah.
That's very harsh.
I don't.
Essentially,
He watched it.
Yeah, we watched it.
I didn't have a clue what was happening. We were like, what?
I don't remember the Sancho disallowed one.
it was when he was. See, the foul was committed behind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
it's like
remember.
he's cut across him, and it's like
Yeah.
it had no impact on the actual goal itself.
You know what? It wasn't. No, never mind.
I mean, yeah, I just don't think it should have been a goal. I'm sorry, it should have been disallowed even.
It's kind of debate. Do you remember if I go Leicester? It wasn't a similar challenge, or whatever. But do you remember Leicester's when they conceded? Johnny Evans got
Oh yeah.
fouled.
Or is it one of them?
One of them, maybe not.
But yeah, I mean, Emre Can, bloody hell.
That was a big game. That's a big game as well. That Leverkusen Dortmund one.
Yeah.
Leverkusen 5th now and Dortmund 3rd. But
Ooh.
that's a tight top of the table, really, isn't it?
Really is.
As much as I like seeing new teams win it, no, like I don't want Bayern to win it. I don't want Leipzig winning it
What,
No.
why?
because it's just for way they are. Just
Money.
Fuck
Yeah.
Leipzig.
You
I
see-
know, but in the same way, as much as they got a lot of money, do they not? I feel like out of all the teams that have money, they spend it the right way.
It's not. It's
I don't
It's
care.
all on young players.
Fuck them.
It's not that. It's just in
I know a
Germany,
lot,
it's the
yeah.
50+1.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're absolutely hated in Germany, but I feel like some of the young players in there, it's like they do it in a sense in the right way, in that way.
I hope Mönchengladbach get a fight back. Good historic club.
Near where I was born, Mönchengladbach, my real hometown. Did you see the Bayern Munich banner?
Yeah,
for
fuck Leipzig.
fuck Leipzig. But did you also see the thing that they obviously put out them some white sheets for fans to put on, and it made their sponsor the T symbol. You know, the T with the 3 dots.
Yeah.
With all the fans putting on it, made that sponsor in the crowd.
All right.
So they're criticising Leipzig, but then they're doing that for their fans. That's just a bit.
Fiji have had a lot, don't they?
But for their sponsor.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you like to see that?
No.
Come to Anfield.
Big
and
standard
no.
they're all
charts
wearing,
in
they're all
Europe.
wearing, yeah. The whole of the cop is wearing white sheets to spell out standard chartered.
This is something I've never known. You know,
Big
in
Nike
Real
tick in the
Madrid,
fucking background.
Real Madrid has a whole section in front of a goal where everyone's wearing white. I don't
Oh,
even. Yeah. How does that happen? Like, do you have to wear it up?
Let's forget that the home kit is white.
No, but I mean every
weird.
single top, every
Yeah.
single one.
Yeah, I always think, how do they make sure people do it?
Yeah.
Because surely someone would sit down, I can't be asked for that.
It's
sure.
probably, I reckon it's probably like a fan agreed thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't think, I think it'd be something like Joe Howe, like trying to think of a better example, but like it'd probably be something that's kind of like tradition, and it's like obviously like if you're
Every
gonna sit
single
there-
person.
It's probably similar
Yeah,
to
but
how
it's-
Leicester have the wee clappy things.
Yeah.
Like that.
It'd just be something that's like tradition. It's like, say for example, like I mean, in a lesser sense, if you go into the Cop, you're not going in there to just like it as a tourist. You're going in there to sing, dance, and fucking chant, and like have a good time, kind of thing.
I hate Madrid's song that comes on every time we score.
I can't think of it.
Neither can
No, it's Bush, is it?
Next time you watch Madrid, we score.
Well, since we're speaking about La Liga, I'll have a little skip over to that. Who do we think is going to win? Madrid haven't been great this season, but they're somehow still top of the league.
I think they've had a bit of a resurgence though.
I don't know. I thought they have been very good, to be fair. Defensively.
I
One
think-
loss
yeah.
all season.
Yeah.
I think since Zidane's been obviously like been back at the reins.
Big up,
Since the start of the
Getafe.
season, he's been like they have been a lot better.
We've talked about the Premier League being a bit weak this season. Do you think all Europeans' top leagues have been a bit weak? Or do you think...
I
would you
mean-
be, as a City, say, going up against Real Madrid in the Champions League, would you be worried? As
No.
worried as you would be 3 years ago, maybe?
I
No.
don't think they're the same sides though. I think Real Madrid and Barca, they were never. They're still very very good sides, but I mean
But I wouldn't be as worried going up
No.
against Barcelona now
they're not the same.
as I would be...
I don't.
2010.
Liverpool have Atletico Madrid coming up, don't they? I'd rather play against Real Madrid or Barca,
Really,
honestly.
the way that Atletico Madrid are playing,
No,
not a chance. They've been shite this season.
they generally can't score.
Yeah.
João Felix
Like-
got maybe 2.
Like
goals
I
this
think
season.
no, João Felix I think's got like 3 or 4 goals, and he's like their 3rd top scorer. They've
Yeah,
it's
I-
a very weird thing as well though.
Look,
because
they average 1 goal per game. Bang on.
like they are like it's a weird thing because Simeone's a madly defensive manager, isn't he?
Yeah.
He scored. Atletico scored 1 goal more from Mallorca in the relegation zone. There's a stat.
Do you think maybe the whole of Europe's big teams are in like a transitional period, sort of
Some
moving
of them
on
are.
from... Because there was like, maybe in like 2012, there was like a lot of good teams around, weren't there? But now it seems like a lot of them are weaker than they were. So maybe are they all just sort of going through a transition?
I think some of them are, and some of them aren't. I mean, football's very cyclical, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like right now, I think Barca, Real Madrid, and the likes of I think Bayern Munich, to be fair, are kind of like still in that like rebuild stage as well.
Yeah.
Like, they're all still top sides, but I don't think they're quite as strong as what they want as what they were 10 years ago. But then Liverpool haven't been strong 10, 15
Yeah.
years, and now they're back near the top. City are coming towards being back at the top. It's one of them. It swings and roundabouts, isn't it? It's like Inter and that.
Yeah.
Inter are now a strong side again, but they haven't been a strong side in like 10 years.
Well, the one league that I didn't even just says it all. I got up all before the podcast. I got all of Europe's big leagues up to have a quick scroll through on the old internet. I didn't even get Ligue 1 up, like French Ligue 1,
Because you
I
know
just
what the
forget
result's
about it.
gonna
It's
be.
just so boring. At least the other leagues there's a bit of competition now, but you just not. I knew before I'd even gone at PSG were going to be way ahead. it's just such a dull league. I can't
It's a joke.
stick up for it anymore.
It's a meme.
Leon only 9th. I always thought they were a decent side, but it's just nothing. I don't know what else to say about it. Did you see the own goal? The
Yeah,
PSG own
same
goal.
as
No.
It's just, I'll have to retweet on Twitter. Just horrendous. Like that someone has 2 bites at trying to put it into his own net. Basically, it's comical.
Oh God, no! I have seen
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, he ends up like twatting it into his own net, doesn't he?
He definitely had a bet on.
Because isn't like Mbappe tries to pass it across and he ends
Yeah.
up giving it him back, and then
I just want to see all them like Neymar and Mbappe. I want to see them in a different league. I just can't take anything seriously in that league and think like, all those stats. I just feel a bit tainted. All their goals.
Although fair play to Andres Villas-Boas. Or with
Marseille.
Marseille.
Dimitri Payet. What a legend. I miss Payet.
Oh,
the streets
have you
don't
seen
forget.
that? I can't remember his name. Brentford's a midfielder.
Oh, Ben Rama.
Oh,
Double nutmeg. Well, that's one we'll have to get retweeted.
I want to see him in the Premier League.
Looks like a baller, doesn't
Yeah,
he? Another Tarat maybe.
yeah. Hopefully,
Um,
love to see him at a.
any other leagues you want to touch on, or I don't think Portuguese league is anything going on there. No. We'll move on to football news, shall we? What have we got
Yeah.
this week?
Kaka.
Kaká, yeah. I think most people have seen this, but what was the campaign? Some Rent-a-Pred or something like that, set up by Adidas. Meant Kaká turned up at someone's 6-a-side game and had a game in East London or something
Hackney
like
won it.
that. Hackney, yeah. How unreal would that be? Having Kaká play on your 6-a-side team.
Asking him to cut it back.
that's the guy got plenty of sticks.
That's something
for that,
I do, but I get really annoyed.
Imagine being the fella that actually nutmegged him though.
Oh, yeah, imagine telling your mates down the pub, I make Kaká, like, oh, nice one. Like, genuinely, there's a video. You'd literally go down in history, wouldn't you?
Thing is, no one could banter you again.
Stay
Like,
flat
football-wise,
on indeed.
no one could ever fucking banter you. It's like, yeah, you're shit, yeah, but a nutmeg Kaká.
How annoyed would you be if you're the other team, though? You just turn up for a little casual game,
Oh,
6-a-side, and Kaká turns up. You just like, for God's sake.
You'd be there at half time going, can we swap the teams around, please?
I'd be scared to tackle him, though. Like, you wouldn't want to, like, clatter him, would you? How bad would you feel if you just, like, mistimed it and just absolutely clattered Kaká, and he's just on the floor, like, injured? You'd be like, you'd look like such a knob,
but
wouldn't
he's
you?
such a nice. He seems like such a
Yeah, he
nice
does
guy
seem like
as
a
well,
nice
though.
guy, yeah.
It's like, it'd be different if it was one of them like pros that always came across a bit of a knobber because I feel like you'd want to give him a kick. But he's always seemed like such a nice fella.
Would it get the same reaction if, like, a Claudio Jacob turned up for your 6-a-side? He'd still be good, though, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's that ex-Premier League or still Championship football.
Yeah,
He'd
but
turn up
there's
and
levels,
run.
though,
He'd
isn't there?
turn up and run the show, but you'd just be like, it's
Where is
Claudio
Jacob
Jacob.
now?
I think he's at Nottingham Forest. That's
Oh,
the last,
sorry,
last
yeah,
I
yeah.
heard of him.
Right, so if you... I'm just going to throw out a question out there. If that same scenario is to happen to... If we had like a 5-a-side team, which I mean we've talked about for however long, getting together, who would you most want to turn up?
Oh, Ronaldinho.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but think of the fear you'd have. Like, you
Oh, I
wouldn't go
don't
near him in
care.
case you got absolutely, like... you got
Oh,
violated.
you mean to turn up against you?
Well, against or for. Like, just to turn up and have a kick out
I
with.
think just to see Ronaldinho play in the flesh would be unreal.
I feel like he'd proper take the piss in a 5-a-side
Probably
as well.
probably lost a yard of pace by now, hasn't he?
Just a few.
Who else? Who else is there? Neymar.
Neymar.
Dimitri
Neymar.
Payet.
I feel like Neymar would be a dick.
Yeah, fuck
Start
Yeah.
on you, wouldn't he? Kick off you, don't pass to him.
I'd obviously like Dimitri Payet. Or that Brentford player we were on with. Someone with tackers.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Ben Arthur. I like Ben Arthur.
Jake Livermore.
Jake Liverpool. What else have we got for football news? Anything?
Dali Ali.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dali Ali be a shout.
Dele Alli posted a video. Was it on Instagram or Snapchat?
Yeah, I haven't seen this, but I hear it's
I've not
going-
actually seen the video.
Oh, it's stupid. It is.
What did
It's
he do?
literally just him videoing a Chinese person then turned into the camera. He doesn't say anything. He just like looks. It's just weird. It's like he must have said it to one of his mates or whatever. Yes, but like
Was he not put it on story?
I'm not sure.
Surely.
How's
can't
it went
But it's
viral?
not a story. Like it's. I don't get
No.
why he'd be like, oh, it's a good video. Let's put that on my Snapchat
Yeah.
story. It's so stupid.
Yeah, but how's it gone viral though?
That's what I mean. It must have been on a story. Like, but I don't understand why he would put it up.
Sometimes I just think, how stupid are you? Like, surely you've got to think before you do anything like that. Like, as a footballer, you must think, is this like bad?
Well, I feel like anyone should do that before the post.
Yeah.
Online, especially
Yeah,
like,
like, yeah,
I mean, like
whether you're
if you've got a
footballer or
social
not.
media presence like him, it baffles me.
How can you not just think that is going to come off badly? Maybe they're just sort of in their own little world and they don't really like think and.
It was
But-
like the whole Bernardo Silva shit.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up. Do you think Bernardo Silva got did he get a 3-game ban or something?
I think it was a
1 game
3-game.
ban?
Was it
1-game
one?
ban.
I thought it was 3.
Should Dele Alli get the same
Yeah.
treatment?
Yeah, but Steve, yes, he should.
But do you think he will?
Yeah,
You think he will?
I think he will get banned.
I don't think
Don't
he
know for how
will.
long.
But would it not have come out by now if he was going to get banned?
Probably, but we'll see.
I think he's going to get away with it. And do you think it's because he's English?
I just don't think it's maybe not as severe as the Bernardo Silva thing.
Say
Because it seems a lot more in your face what Bernardo Silva did. It was
yeah.
a very. I know it was a joke between him and Benjamin Mendy, but like you said,
Yeah, but that stuff for me, like that's in a really weird sense. It's like group chat shit. Like if you have like an inside joke with someone, regardless what it is, if it's offensive, it's not something you need to be posting to like the outside world.
Yeah. Again, that was a bit stupid just to even post that.
Like it's that kind of thing. It's like if you've got like inside jokes, like regardless of what it is, like it might not be acceptable, but then like you're opening yourself up to the criticism of others by posting it online. It's just you deserve what you get if you're going to post stupid shit like that. To be fair.
We've got a couple of more light-hearted ones to end on. There was a Japanese Super Cup penalty shootout, sort of went a bit viral.
Oh, I have
Twitter.
seen this.
Jan Vertonghen missed.
Oh, what?
Sure,
Jan
Jan
Vertonghen?
no
yeah.
Vermaelen.
Not Vermaelen.
Jan Vertonghen.
Not Vertonghen. Vermaelen.
Left-footed centre half,
Yeah.
close. I didn't know Vermaelen was there.
Yeah.
Iniesta was when he won. Yeah, he's good
Iniesta
for when he won.
scored. It ended 3. The shootout was level 2-2 after the first 4 were all scored, and then 9 players missed in a row. 9. Like they were
Do you know what? Some of them were really good saves. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
some
lie,
of them were
like-
good, and some of them weren't bad penalties. They literally just hit the bar. Like if that went in, you'd be like, "What a penalty that is!" They were just blasting them, and yeah, just not often that happens, is it? But I suppose it's very possible.
That's the weird thing though, because you said there it's like they weren't even bad penalties, but like if they don't go in, is it a bad penalty? Like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
it's like
But it's literally like it wasn't like they were like scuffing them wide
Yeah.
or like putting them down the middle and like weak. They were literally inches off being a very good penalty. Yeah. And the other one, one that might interest Jake, being into his football coaching, the world's youngest senior football manager at 18 has been training with Real Madrid.
he's been training.
Or training like, I'll see what the article says. He's the coach of North West Wales League side. He's at Liverpool Hope Uni. You've probably bumped
wow.
into him.
What's his name?
Jordan Hadaway.
What's a clue?
Yeah, but I can't. I was trying to skim read this now. But he basically manages a senior team in Wales and got the chance to go to work with Real Madrid.
That's impressive.
'Cause they noticed him, I think. Yeah, he was recommended to the club while he waited to finish his
Do you know
UEFA B
what?
licence.
To finish your B licence by the age of 18 is
How hard is
impressive.
that to do? Because you'll know. 'Cause
Bit-
you're into
well,
coaching.
In terms of, I mean, it depends where he was before, because money-wise, that costs a fucking fortune.
So he's probably got a bit of.
So it's either he's been at a club and he's like, you get a lot of help off the PFA if you've been at a professional club before.
Yeah.
But I mean, to get the amount of work done, I mean, I've not long finished me level 2, and I was looking at doing me B. But tell you what, like there's a lot of work that goes into the B license. Like we got asked to do a project in terms, like I think it was like a 30-minute presentation for just the level 2, and that was to prepare us for the B license, which is the long presentation. I think it's like
What's the presentation about? What do you
like
present?
your football and philosophy and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's mad.
It's all like you.
So could you just go on and be like, I just want to lump it? Just a real detailed analysis of Route 1 football.
What do you think Tony Pulis did for
Oh no.
his license? Sam Allardyce went in.
It's a lot. To be fair, there's bits about how you want to play, but then it's also bits about like how you want to kind of like the values and shit you want to instill. But I mean,
Tony Pulis on about chewing up the middle of the pitch the day before a game and like growing the grass really long by the wind.
he'd just want his players the animals, wouldn't he? Make them feral. But I mean, to be fair though, like I find it mad that he's coaching at 18, like a men's
That
team.
must be so weird.
Imagine you coming to. Imagine us going to training and the kid who's our manager's like
2 years.
3 or 4 years younger than us.
Yeah.
Like that's and then some of them fellas be like 30 odd. That'd be such a strange kind of dynamic, yeah.
Right, it's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely.
Name for the future.
Hey,
Jordan Hadaway.
Future England manager. Wait, LLS online? Oh God.
Yeah.
That's how I did my. I've done a course with them before.
You've been on a course with him?
With, no, just with LLS.
Oh, okay.
Little League Soccer. It's only a local thing.
And finally,
Nice
Ryan, our
Predictions. Some better games this week.
Well, how did we do last week?
Oh, me and you got one perfect score each.
What game was that?
You predicted Brighton 1, Watford 1, and I predicted Sheffield United 2, Bournemouth 1.
So what were the scores?
So overall, I got 6 points overall. You got 5, and Jake, you're just shite. You got 1.
I'm past caring with the predictions. It's
That's good to know.
I like it.
It's gambling.
How did we do it
endorse
with a
it.
guest? With Reese on this week? How did we do it the other week? Just
Just,
give him a
yeah,
go?
Give him
Have a go?
Yeah.
It's just for pride.
How did Rob do? Did Rob beat any of us? Just bear with. Nah, he didn't. Right.
So you could be the first guest to win our weekly predictions.
Yeah, we'll do a guest
Yeah, guest
tally. So yeah, the score to beat is 3, which isn't. So
Right.
first game, Norwich Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. Okay.
2-1 Norwich. I do it on Super Sixes as well. I just always predict a Liverpool loss. It's just funny. Because that one day I'm going to get it right.
You'd probably be well invested if his predictions if you predicted Liverpool to win.
Jake?
2-0 Liverpool.
I said 3-0 Liverpool. Villa Spurs, I said 2-1 Spurs.
Villa Spurs?
Yeah.
1-1.
Reese?
And we're 1-1 as well.
Jake?
2-1 Villa.
Ooh.
Southampton Burnley. I went 2-0 Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton been in good form recently. 3-2 Southampton.
Ooh, goals. Goals galore.
Is Ashley Barnes about? I think he'll... Oh, Chris Wood. Chris Wood will get on score sheet in that one.
2-1 Southampton.
Gonna go 0-0.
Goals galore from you and stalemate from you. Wolves Leicester. I said 2-1 Wolves. Home win.
2-0 Leicester.
I'm going to go 2-all draw.
Ooh, I could see there being goals in that, to be fair.
It's a good game.
3-0
Yeah.
Wolves.
That would be an entertaining
3-0 Wolves.
Whoa!
Yeah.
The wheels have come off for Brendan Rodgers.
And finally, probably game of weekend, you know.
Wait,
Big clash.
is Ndidi back for Leicester?
Don't know.
I'm gonna stick with it. I'll
Guess.
stick with 0-0. It's 3-0 even, sorry.
Big game of weekend. It's Chelsea United.
Ooh, this is a big one.
I'm going to go for 2-2.
United lose this, we're in trouble.
I'm going to go 1-0 Chelsea. More out of hope than anything else.
2-0 United. Bruno Fernandes is going to do some bits.
2-0 Chelsea.
Odion Agala to come off the bench.
Good job you mentioned that. We'll do a rogue shout. We forgot to do it last week.
Agala to score.
And Gallagher to score.
It's weird that I've got really excited for his debut. I don't know why. I'm just like really excited. Probably more excited than for Bruno Fernandes for some reason. There's a lot of hype around him and I don't know why. On like Man United Twitter.
I'm going to go with Takumi Minamino to score.
Whoa.
Oh, Minamino.
No, he's dogger, he won't score.
Reese.
Have you seen that video of him on that Japanese game show and everyone was like bumming
Yeah.
about it? It's
Oh.
just not even that good. Did you think that was impressive?
Oh,
It's like, he's like
what-
kicking
where
the
he's
ball at
volleying
the
it
goal
into the,
and he just he volleys it.
Into the holes in it.
He's like getting a little throw to him and he's just volleying it into each part of the
Oh,
net.
right.
And everyone was like, oh my god, Takumi Minamino, best signing ever. It's literally just, it took him like 20 attempts just to volley the ball into one like area in a goal. Sorry, Reece.
No. Mourinho to get sent to the stands.
Oh, I like that. You can come on next week if that's true.
Fuck me. I'm proud of us. Tomori to score.
Samori. I could see that. I like that.
There we have it.
There we have it.
Last thing to do is a shout out
Oh yeah.
for winner. Say for winner. My head's gone.
The first one to get our last week's Who Am I?
Yeah. For winner last week was Chris Kelly, who got João Matinho. So fair play to you, Chris. You're quick as well.
And fair play if you made it to the end of the podcast to hear you shout out.
Yeah.
Because I doubt many people have got this far.
Well, if you did, please, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks for playing.
Yeah. We'll leave you with another wee. Who am I?
Yeah, big respect to anyone that's got this far. Leave a like if you have.
And
Leave a comment. Say something nice.
Here is one. I have played with Fernando Llorente, Neymar, and Chris Smalling.
Was this the one you asked me?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
this was painful.
Oh, if Reese has said it's painful, it must be. Well,
A good solid 50 minutes stuck in the TV blinders bar contemplating this.
So, let's see if anyone can do it in quicker than 15 minutes.
yeah. Well, thanks for listening again this week. It might have been a little bit flat because we had a night out last night, a few of us, so we're a little bit fragile this morning. Maybe not our liveliest podcast, but hopefully you have enjoyed it. And if you have, like I said, leave a like, follow us on Twitter, Route 1 Football Podcast. Yeah, anything else anyone wants to say?
Yeah, just thank you for having me on.
Oh yeah, sorry, I should have thanked
Big
you.
thanks
Reece.
to Reece.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I had a great time and hope to be on soon again.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get you back on. You haven't let yourself down. You've proved yourself. So
myself worthy.
again, thanks, Reece. Do you have a Twitter you want to plug?
You can, no.
Adam and Snapchat, girls.
Alright, bye. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we will see you at this time next week. Bye.
Bye.